Let's go! We're going to try this out in quite a simple fashion. My basic aim here is just to pull off some tricks. I've got 540 of something there, there's 630, and that was a 630 torque, 1460 there, I think. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but apparently that's a trick. I never really adopted the rollerblading craze. I was more suited to spending my Saturday mornings at the roller disco. Having a jolly time. I've got 450 degrees of sheer skating power going on here. Apparently a bit of jump and grind, because there ain't nothing wrong with a bit of jump and grind there. There we go. So for some reason my skate man here has opted to spend most of his time going backwards, presumably so that he can't see the impending doom that he is likely to be facing as he carries along the way there. Jumping, yeah, got that button down. Yeah, perfect. 630 degrees, not so much. 270, there we go. Got 100 points for that. I guess those are points. I'll use those later to buy myself an even more egregious woolly hat. But yeah, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this now. There you go. See, look, that looked vaguely competent. 366 points there was exactly what I was hoping for. It's exact. Oh, balancing. There, look at that. You've got to have good balance, and that comes from having strong ankles, which that's a trick. Apparently, that was a front side to something or other, and I just did that with my feet. There we go. That's another good one. No, I've decided to have a little bit of a lie down. There we are, see. Yeah, no. I'm going to pull off one of these big twists any time. I've done something to me neck, and my legs responded quite poorly. Okay, getting some good speed. I found a Goes Faster button. Twists it. Yes, 360 in your face. And 540, and 540, and 360. I mean, I could do this all day, probably. Hold on. No, I think what might help here is some aggressive rock music to help put us in the mood. Let's have a quick look through Uncle Failure's trunk of funk and see what we can find. Dude! Nope, guess not. Now, I was never much of a skateboarder. My primary means of skateboarding was to find a hill, to stand on a skateboard, to go down the hill, and then carry the skateboard back up to the top. Oh, flipping fell off the bloody thing again. And what? Apparently I need to get some balance. It's inviting me to balance. Look at that, grinding. To backside, to switch, top side, front side, all the sides there in my grind. To victory that we just witnessed. That one wasn't. I think that's what they call sketchy. But I got some points, and that's really steady. I mean, this can't be good for you. Honestly, I mean, you know, when you look at the ladies of when you as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, every Hollywood movie that incorporates the ladies of California, never mind. Evidently thinking about the ladies of California has put badly drawn boy here off his skate. Game. And so we probably ought to let that go. That was an alley-oop Mario as well, you know. Yeah, okay, right. Okay, I've got a feel for this. Frankly, if I stay in this little gully of safety, I should probably be absolutely fine. I can just keep doing this all day long, making the mad points, which I can then presumably invest in some form of wardrobe. Oh, look at that. Yes. Oh, I got that was a long trick. That one, I haven't fallen over in ages. That can't possibly last. Ouch. Or minor spinal injury there, but I stayed on my feet, so it's all good. Look at the height we've got going on. Oh, really, really getting up there. And no, he's had enough. Good tricks. Onto the wall. I found the road. We're leaving. Oh, I'm going to get up some proper speed here. I'm like Corey Haim in Revenge of the Rollerboys or whatever the hell it was called. Jump the button. Ow. Let's go up there. I mean, why else would you build a shopping mall with sloped sides if not for t-shirt wearing fools like my... whoops-a-daisy. That's the stuff. No, we're putting together quite the combo here. On the rail? No, not quite. Okay. On the rail. Oh, yeah. Fell off. Bit of a Jane Torville there to come out of that one. See if I can follow that up with a Christopher Dean. Come on, man. Booyah. Backside, backslide. To a Macchio 720 to 270 out. You know, that's slightly better than a 260 out as well, you know. And oh, good gracious! Bitch, I've got quite a lot of air here. Oh, never mind. Land it. Land it. Well, that's clearly a new one in my repertoire. The Extreme Air 2 rail slide. I don't think it gave me extra points for the amount of air I got there, but that, I mean, to be honest, I might be shook up by that. Yeah, see, lost my concentration once again with the spins and the flips. I did some kind of transition there. That's good. They call that a transition. That's a real word. That's what they call that. And I know that from my long time spent waiting for Animal Chin. Let's get some big speed, and then epic air. Now you're feeling it. That's the stuff right there. I think it'd be quite nice to grind this railing, or just lean against it. Either's good. I'm pretty sure the judges, such as they are, will award me points accordingly. For God, I kind of got my hip snagged there. Doubtless because he's not sporting that most elegant of fashion items from the 1980s, which was a pub beer towel hanging out of your back pocket. He's just being flash now. Look at that, another transition and another one. Didn't do that one too complicated. Try and kept it simple for the audience. You know, the kids who are aspiring to be the all-time great skater, such as myself. You don't want to suggest this is easy, because doing so could lead to young Timmy there. Oh, now that's a manoeuvre we call the bike rack. Right then, I've decided what I need to do in order to look in any way competent at this is to really nail the transition between these two halves of the quarter pipe that we've got going on here. So we're going to try and make the jump with some kind of flip over this middle section. Now this might take a little bit of doing, but I'm confident that I can execute this maneuver. Now the trick to what we're doing here is to really get as much air as humanly possible. The longer I can stay in the air, the more likely it is that I'm going to be able to make this transition in a highly flamboyant fashion. So go and get some air up here, and then... Curse you, Isaac Newton. You have been watching On a Roll with me, Colonel Failure. I've had quite a splendid time flinging myself around these bits of plywood, and it has to be said, after a while I actually became relatively competent. I check this manoeuvre out for starters. And look at that, makes it look so graceful. Gets a nice bit of God ray coming through the background there, and yeah, there it is. And to add insult to injury, what I actually managed to pull off here is the move that I'd been attempting to do for about an hour. But here it comes. Check this. It's very difficult to make slow motion sound effects while you're pulling off something incredible. Yes, look at that. And you think he's not going to make it. But he does. There you go. Kaboom. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. I have been Colonel Failure. Why don't sling a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on whatever happens next Wednesday. Could be anything. Depends if I can find any more ridiculous extreme sports games, I suppose. But there you go. Anyway, I'll catch up with you very soon. Lands it. Yes. Cheerio.